Good morning, everyone, or good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you guys are right now. Welcome back to Let's Play Dual Destiny case number 2. Still on the trial of the first one, but I think we're almost done. And depending on how long this is going to end up playing, I may just go ahead and just go right into investigations after this, because there's really not that much left of the trial. So let's see how much we got left, yeah? Oops, let me put the sound back up. Sorry. Both that little scamp and the tricksy Tanuki saw the yokai after it left the room. But then what? Did that irksome yokai simply go through a foyer and waltz right out the front door? That's exactly what happened! The killer fled the... Yeah! Good job. But that is impossible. Without being spotted by the foyer's security camera, that is. The electric eye here would have captured any pesky little yokai trying to escape. However, there is no sign of Tenma anywhere in the security footage. What? Save for the foyer entrance, there is no other way to flee the manor, is there? I don't feel so good. Hold it! Wait! I believe there is one other way to escape besides the foyer entrance. There's a large window in the foyer. It's possible to escape through there without being seen by the security camera. Hey, you're right. Did you guys forget there's a cliff?
Silence.
Must I point out every crucial detail to the defense? It seems you lack not only brains, but investigation prowess to boot. That is the cliff side of the manor. The only killer escaping that way would be a dead one. Noon! Would you say noon? Not no. Let me see. What? She said noon? What? Wait, so the killer didn't escape out the foyer window? What the heck, right? Huh. I suppose your next proposal was the killer sprouted wings and flew off into the sunset. That would mean the killer really was a yokai. If only we had some sort of evidence that could point to a flying killer. Who says we don't? As completely far-fetched as it might be. What? You're saying you can't prove the killer could fly? Rubble, rubble. Whoa, I thought I was the one with the cords of steel. Oh, I can't wait to hear this. Your Honor? What evidence do you have that the killer flew away? This article.
Take that!
Take a look at this special edition paper. Tenma Taro, real or flight of fancy? What does this article prove, Mr. Justice? The photo in that article was taken shortly after the murder. Maybe the yokai in that photo is the killer shortly after they fled out of the window? Mr. Justice, you're not seriously suggesting... Oh, I'm serious. I mean, it all adds up. The killer disguised as Tenma flew away. You know, by some way or another.
Silence.
It is your brain that has flown the coop. That image is not but trick photography or some other form of artifice. Okay then, how about the Tenma figure Mr. Filch saw? It just vanished into thin air? No, there is... Why did I think he was the judge? No, there is a rational, common-sense explanation for that. That infernal yokai our tricksy Tanuki witness never reached the entrance. He, or should I say she, turned back before the camera's electric eye. She? I don't like where this is going one bit. Now, the fact that we know the yokai had come from the Fox Chamber means that it was likely either Mayor Damien Tenma or his daughter Jinxie Tenma. However, we know that Mayor Tenma was already unconscious at the time. Not good. Not good at all. Do you understand the gravity of the situation now, Justice Dono? The falsified yokai remnants and the appearance of Tenma Taro were the work of one individual. And that individual is none other than Jinxie Tenma. Boulder Dash! Ah! No! Order! Order! The defense will stop completing for the greatest freakout ever! The little scamp was, no doubt, simply trying to protect her father. And it's no wonder that her superstitious mind conjured up this mad masquerade. Prosecutor Blackwell's assertion makes perfect sense to me. It's far more convincing than saying the killer escaped by flying out of the window. Did you truly believe this could end any other way? Did we fall right into his trap? What do we do now, Apollo? Our case no longer stands without a real yokai. If only we had one. Bailiff, seize her. It is time I interrogated her as the samurai of Yorewood. Odette! Mayor Tenma? This farce is over. However, how does it feel, seeing your own daughter accused of a cover-up most foul? Tenma Taro's true identity is... Now, Mr. Mayor, it would be futile at this point to claim you were the yokai. After all, you had been knocked out cold by a blow to the skull. Slipping into a yokai costume and roaming about the manor would be all but impossible. Consider this well. As it stands, your daughter will be arrested for obstruction of justice. But if you confess, the prosecution would be willing to overlook her little yokai farce. Confess? The defendant intends to confess? Wait! Apollo! Prosecutor Blackwell's up to his mind games again! Mayor Tenma, no! Don't fall for his twisted words! If you're sent away for murder, Jinxie will be left all alone! The real killer is... Mayor Tenma's going to confess unless we do something! But I can't prove how the real killer could have flown away. Caw. Look upon me in despair, for right is the time for my return. Uh-oh. I should watch what I wish for. Foolish mortals! I am Tenma Taro, the yokai you seek! Mayor Tenma? Silence! I am Tenma Taro, freed from the bonds binding me to the Forbidden Chamber! Behold, the return of the Demon King! What the... Demon King? Well then, I think it's time to take a vacation! The witness will, he would explain himself. Are you saying you're Tenma Taro, the yokai we've been chasing this whole time? Indeed! It is I, Tenma Taro, the one whom you seek, come to reveal the truth. This child is Tenma Taro, you say? Ha! What nonsense! So, Mayor Tenma is a yokai now? Ka! His body is all mine! So you're saying that Mayor Tenma is being possessed by you? And that the yokai that Jinxie, Tenma, and Phineas Phil saw, and the one captured in the newspaper photo, those were all you? The accursed power of these warding charms prevents me from revealing my true form. Why? Your boldness. Can this not be interpreted as an admission of guilt? Well, a confession by a yokai would be quite unprecedented. Be that as it may, the defense's case has been overturned. Huh? What? You claim the yokai that little scamp saw was some third party, the true killer, the one who escaped from the locked fox chamber, but it was the accused all along. Ah! Ironic, isn't it? Your yokai turned out to be real in a matter of speaking. For the alderman's killer is none other than Mayor Tenma, and the yokai at the scene? That too was Mayor Tenma, or should I say, our dear Tenma Taru. The pieces have all fallen into place. How so, Prosecutor Blackwell? It seems I must spell it all out for you. Mayor Tenma killed the alderman in the fox chamber, which was locked at the time. He then removed the warding charms from the forbidden chamber's door, but then fell unconscious from the blow the alderman had delivered to his head. That's when his daughter, Jinxie Tenma, stumbled on the scene of the crime. The little scamp fled in terror, whereupon the spirit of Tenma Taru, freed at last from the charm's warding its effect, took possession of the mayor. The newly freed Tenma Taru then fled from the fox chamber. So you see, the yokai Jinxie Tenma saw was her father possessed by Tenma Taru.
Objection!
But when we arrived on the scene, the mayor was found unconscious. How's that possible if he was supposed to have flown out the foyer window? Then what? Do you mean to say the maid of Kubimata, Jinxie Tenma, was Tenma Taru? Oh. Ah! That too is easily explained. Flew about for a time, did I, but presently tired, I made for the forbidden chamber. But alas, exhaustion took me unawares in the fox chamber, and I knew no more. It would seem the pieces are still in place. Is Blackwell up to his tricks again? I don't know what to say. Is the defendant a real live... So that rumor about Mayor Tenma is true? I knew yokai were real. Excuse me. You mean he really did kill the alderman? Just so he could release Tenma Taru? Order! Order! Now he's got everyone in the courtroom believing in yokai. It's Simon Says on steroids. He wants to convict our client any way he can, even if it means blaming a yokai. The proverbial ducks are all in a row. You should now have no qualms about finding the accused guilty, your baldness. This is one of the most bizarre cases in my entire career. Otherworldly, in fact. Can yokai even be prosecuted under our legal system?
Objection!
Mayor Tenma is pretending to be Tenma Taru to protect his daughter. Plus, I already proved how a third party could have escaped from the locked room. The verdict at this point would be premature. Since both sides have raised valid points, I have no choice but to...
Silence!
This is the dark age of law, where defense attorneys are not to be trusted. This is but a ploy to gain time for them to fabricate evidence. How would I sleep tonight? Knowing you will not let the sun rise on the mayor's day of reckoning, Justice Dono.
Objection!
I won't fabricate any evidence.
Silence!
Then prove it by joining me. A night in the clink will ensure you will not succumb to temptation. How about I just promise not to succumb to anything? We have both evidence and a confession. The killer is this yokai before us. It is beyond dispute. A guilty verdict is all but... What's wrong with him? Prosecutor Blackwell, we've had enough of your hijinks. The foundation of justice is fair play, and you are in serious violation of that. What in the devil was that? Fulbright, have you tampered with my shackles in some manner? Ha 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 ha! It seems you found that quite shocking! It's my special Jolt of Justice device. Each press is a shocking reminder to behave. You shall pay for this. I, Simon Blackwell, vow to... Ah! Your Honor! You need not fear. I believe Prosecutor Blackwell will remain on his best behavior. A bit late for the reassurance, aren't we, Detective? Well, in that case, this concludes today's deliberations. The prosecution and defense will use this opportunity to further their investigations. This court is adjourned. Oh, 15 minutes. Okay, well, actually this ended up being a little bit longer than I thought, so I'm going to stop here. I will see you guys during the second part of the investigation. If you like what I'm doing, subscribe, comment, and like the video. Goodbye.